Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Eduard. It's a kit in weekend edition release, and as you can see, it copies famous British aircraft Spitfire Mk.IXc in a C version. Moreover, it's a 1/48 scale. Somehow I missed it because I saw the thin box and I thought that it's more of a 1/72 scale release, but as you can see, it's a bigger brother, let's say, and it's still a nice kit, and it will be interesting to see what is actually supplied inside and why it might be a good choice for modelers who would like to work on aircraft kit. And of course we have a commercial sample here, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review, so we are going to open it together and check the contents. But first of all, I have to note that box art is really beautiful here. You can get it as a separate poster from official Eduard website, and I think that's a really cool feature because some of these images are quite amazing. And here you can see comparison with my hand. Kit number is 84183. Next, on the side here we have some safety information and address of the manufacturer, while on the opposite side you'll find 4 marking options. And this is a recent, let's say, weekend edition improvement, so we have more than 2 marking options, because previously weekend editions featured only 2 markings and now you get more, and that's a really cool thing because it gives you a wider choice between various markings. And now let's open it. It's a top opening box. Here's what we have inside, and you can see that sprues are basically separated into 2 bags. And we are going to open them all and check what is actually supplied here. So, it's a resealable plastic bag, so it's relatively easy to open. And I'm going to take it out right now, and we will check it together. But first of all, I would like to start with a clear sprue which was packed into this plastic bag. And it's a Ziploc bag, so it's even faster to open. Here it is. Clear plastic sprue with various canopy parts, and you can see that molding quality is really good. I don't see any possible issues here. Obviously you can copy the open canopy with these parts, but the only thing is that you do not get masks because it's a weekend edition kit, so in case you would like to mask these parts, you will have to get them separately as an accessory set from Eduard, but price is quite reasonable, so that's why I always recommend to go for such edition, because it will make your life easier and speed up the paint work as well, and maybe give you a more, I would say, accurate paint work on your model. Next we continue with wing parts. So here we have classic design. Note that ailerons are molded separately, but flaps are molded in, so in case you would like to drop them, you have to get a separate aftermarket PE set from Eduard, otherwise it's not possible. And external features, they look quite nice, so if I zoom in, here you can see that we have recessed panel lines and rivets. Everything looks good, and especially for this scale it's quite amazing detailing, and I think with some additional weathering, maybe pre-shading, you'll make all these details work, let's say, on the model. And in 1/48 scale it should be noticeable, so do not, let's say, forget about signifying such details. Next we continue with a slightly bigger plastic sprue. So this one is dedicated to 2 fuselage halves. You can see that both are molded together with a tail fin, but we do not have the cowling cover because it should be assembled out of 2 halves. Here we have another version of the half, while chin panel is molded as a single piece part only for this version. This one should be glued out of 2 parts, but I think we need this one, so there is nothing to worry about. And of course external features, they're also nice here. I like what Eduard did here, and I mean, this kit is relatively old, let's say. It came out some time ago, but still it looks quite nice. I mean, the original plastic, and I would say it's one of the best Spitfires on the market. Here you can see that inside we do not have any, let's say, cockpit parts, only some minor features, because cockpit should be assembled separately and inserted in between fuselage halves, so do not worry. It's not that we get a plain cockpit and no features. And next we have another plastic bag. So here we actually get more parts, and these sprues are bigger. So for example, if I place this sprue here, you can see that we have exhaust stacks, we have landing gear wheels, propeller hub, Also we have some parts for wheel wells, for air intakes, and all this stuff looks great. And the only thing which I can recommend here is to pay attention, because some parts are given in several versions, so you have to pick the right one, otherwise you might end up with a not precise copy of the aircraft you choose to copy. So that's why it's important to take care of choosing the right parts when you're building your model. And overall molding quality looks fine. I don't see any possible issues here, especially considering the size of these parts. Some of them will require installation with tweezers, but they're still molded nicely. And next we have the last gray plastic sprue. Let's not zoom out, first check the zoomed in view, because here we have cockpit walls and tail fairings, pilot seat parts, bulkheads, and another cockpit wall panel. Also we have tail fairings, as you can see we have elevators and rudder, also some minor elements for the cockpit, separate cockpit door, another type of the bulkhead, several types of the tail wings, and several types of the instrument panel, because we can assemble, for example, this one with pre-molded dials, or this one plain for the decals, or for PE parts in case you will get them for your build. As you remember, we are dealing with a weekend edition kit, so there are no PE parts included out of the box. Next, I'm opening a plastic bag with decals, so just give me a second. It's also a resealable plastic bag. Here we have 2 decal sheets, and by the way, original plastic release happened in 2013, so this kit will be soon a 10-year-old kit. And that's something I would say to reflect on, because I remember when this kit was launched. And okay, so both decal sheets are printed in Eduard. First of all, I will show you the new decal sheet, which is specific for today's weekend edition release. So here it is. Let's close the lenses, maybe even more. Let's zoom in, close it even more. So here you can see decals. Note that we have some cockpit decals included, and for some modelers it should be enough. Some modelers would like to have more, and that's the case where you go and buy PE parts, because they will provide you with more features. But again, this will require some extra money spent, so pay attention to this as well. And next we continue with one more thing. So we have a tiny decal sheet which is actually hinting on the original date. Here you can see 2013. We have all the necessary stencils here, and again, printing quality is quite nice, so I think it won't be difficult to apply all these tiny writings on your Spitfire. Next we continue with assembly manual. So this one is printed in form of typical Eduard brochure. It's color printed. We have short history note on the first page. It's written in English, obviously. Next we continue with the parts map. Maybe I'll close the lenses. So blue color means that these parts will not be used. Assembly process starts with a cockpit. So there are a lot of minor parts to be applied on the cockpit walls, and that's really great in my opinion. The out-of-the-box build should be quite fine, and PE parts will just add more finesse to it. And of course, do not forget that you can replace completely the whole cockpit subassembly with a brushing set, but obviously it will require some extra money. Next, we continue by joining the fuselage halves together. We assemble wing and main wheel wells. This should be quite a quick thing to do. Next is the cooling panel. By the way, I think Eduard produces brushing replacement to get it as a one-piece part. For some modelers it might be a good thing to get. Next, we continue with the chin panel. So yes, actually we use the chin panel which is glued out of 2 halves, so be careful and try to avoid any unnecessary gaps or seams here. Then we proceed with landing gear. I guess there is no need to say that it can be also upgraded with brushing set, canopy parts, propeller, and cockpit door, which can be assembled in open position if you copy the open canopy. First marking option comes from June 1944. It has invasion stripes. Next we continue with aircraft from December 1943, April 1944. One more from May 1944. And another aircraft from Italy, 1943-1944. And here we have a stenciling guide, which is quite extensive, so do not be lazy, apply on these tiny writings. And here on the last page we have a full list of the possible accessories for this aircraft. In my opinion, it's a quite extensive thing if you add all of these items, but obviously it will be also quite, I would say, costly, so be ready for this. And kit itself should be already available. You can get it on official Eduard website together with all the necessary upgrades. Of course, I'll be happy to hear your opinion about such a list. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.